did a good job executing down the stretch, really on both ends of the floor. A couple of plays in the offensive end that I thought as I said, we executed. Put ourselves in a position to get fouled or make a shot. But regardless of what happened, we defended. And the last few minutes, and JC was terrific on the glass. A couple big rebounds that he had, and that was really the game for us.
Welcome in, Hawks fans. It's your boy Bryce Lewis back at it again for another Atlanta Hawks wrap up. And story of this game: Hawks beating the Golden State Warriors 127-119. The story of this game is defense. Hawks getting key defensive stops down the stretch to hold off the defending champs and win this game. And we got to start with the littlest guy in the starting lineup, the littlest guy on the team, Trae Young. Two-way Trae making another big play on the defensive end, stripping Steph Curry at the end of the game to seal the win for the Hawks. And I think that to me is a reputation of the growth Trae has made defensively ever since Quinn Snyder has came in and been the head coach over these last, I believe, 9 games. He's been the head coach. I mean, he's just made such a commitment to defensive end, and you saw it tonight, and he made another big play. If you notice in a lot of Hawks wins under Quinn Snyder, Trae Young has a few defensive plays that you can look at and say that was the key to this game, and that's really all you have to be. Trae may not be the greatest just one-on-one defender, but if he can make great situational defensive plays, that will do wonders for this Atlanta Hawks team. Also tonight, John Collins in the first quarter, 17 out the gate. John Collins fed. Listen, Golden State's weakness for the last decade has been their interior defense. They don't have a great interior defense. Clearly, Schneider, 3 days offset. We're going to JC. JC came out, was hitting threes early, was getting to the paint, was dunking. Had 17 in the first, had a block too, was very active in there. And even though after that quarter, he really wasn't scoring a lot, only scored, I believe, 5 points for the rest of the game. Had big rebounds in the fourth quarter that were key for the Hawks. Couple offensive rebounds, especially to give the Hawks extra possessions to help them be able to go in and win this game. For the most part, like Jalen Johnson was out tonight, so we had to get some bench contributions. Bogey with 14, Okongwu with 19 and 7. Outplayed Capella tonight. But in this type of matchup against Golden State, Okongwu was probably the better guy down the stretch, even though Clint Capella does give you the size against Golden State, where when it comes down, if you need rebounding, he'll probably be the guy you'll still put out there at the end of the day. But Okongwu was big, almost scoring 20 off the bench. And, people have talked about, man, Okongwu was really showing some here. Listen, Okongwu is the better offensive all-around player than Clint Capella. Clint Capella is just a better rebounder. And obviously he's a taller guy, so his shot blocking is better. But Okongwu offensively, we need points from the center position, especially to take advantage of a matchup like Golden State. Okongwu's the guy you need to go to in that situation. He did that tonight. AJ Griffin, 12 points off the bench. AJ has been in flux ever since Quinn Snyder took over this team. And, he struggled a little bit. Obviously, defensively, he's not the best. Trying to get better at that. Obviously, was struggling also with his shot tonight. He was just stacking up shots tonight, and he didn't have the greatest field goal percentage, but it was just good to see him get some buckets to go down and get some confidence back. And that's really big for him moving forward, as he's considered a core part of this team moving forward. I had asked a question after they signed Bogdanovich if this would mean something for AJ, just because is this where is the PT going to come? We're going to have to see where that happens with that. But I think that was big for AJ to come out tonight and really give us some important minutes off the bench. To play 21 minutes tonight, so that was big for him. Bay didn't have a great night tonight, only had 5 points, but Bay obviously is just doing what he can out there. Obviously with Jalen Johnson, Quinn had to rely a little bit more heavier on offensive lineups. They had a Bay, Bogey, Trae lineup on the floor with AJ at once in the game. Obviously, offensively, that's probably one of your bestest lineups you can have on the floor. Everybody can beat you, everybody can shoot, but defensively, it's also probably one of your weaknesses. And that's probably just sometimes how it has to be for Quinn Snyder. Under this Quinn Snyder team, Hawks could score 120 points a game. Obviously, defense is going to be the big question. Can they get stops? And tonight they did that. But offensively, I think under Quinn Snyder, they're going to be probably one of the top 10 best offenses every year under Quinn Snyder. They seem like they're going to be an offensive juggernaut. The key is just going to can they get stops. DeJounte Murray didn't have a great night tonight, 4-14. Still struggling, almost had a triple-double though. Still struggling to find his shot. Hopefully he finds that soon, but he's still trying to impact the game in other ways. That's sometimes how you have to be, especially when your shot isn't falling. How can I impact the games in other ways? And so he was definitely active on the boards, active also with almost, like I said, 10 assists today also, but he had 9 to finish. And then DeAndre Hunter with 14, Clint Capella with 6 and 9, and etc. So, like I said, Golden State's usually, even with their struggles, they're a tough team. They're defending champs. You always take them seriously. You always want to give the defending champs your toughest shot. Warriors haven't been a great road team this year, and tonight that rang true again in Atlanta. And then the Hawks were able to get a big win tonight against the Golden State Warriors to really get them back to 500, give them some confidence. Like I said, 3 days off, got the legs back, and then they played well tonight, and that showed tonight, and that's big for those guys. They go on tomorrow, actually, not tomorrow, Sunday, to play San Antonio. So, you know, that's going to be a game that Atlanta is expected to win. We'll see, you know, how it goes, but obviously that'd be big going to San Antonio for that, just to get themselves back over 500 right now. In the standings, the Hawks right now, they're like about 2.5 games behind the Miami Heat, I believe. Yeah, they're 2.5 games behind the Miami Heat. So obviously, you know, that'll be big for them if they can somehow potentially get back in that race. They're good. Obviously, you're holding off Toronto, who's only a game behind you, and then the Chicago Bulls, who are a game and a half, actually 2 games and a half behind you as well. So, you know, the Hawks right now, like I said, did some good things tonight. Hawks played well. Like I said, defensively getting those stops was big. And also, they shot 41 threes tonight, hit, I believe, about, let me get the numbers for you right now, baby. They hit about, they had 16 threes tonight. Quinn Snyder said after the game he felt like they could have put up more threes, actually, but they only had 16 threes tonight. They actually outshot Golden State, who only had 11, which usually when you go against Golden State, you know, they're known as this 3-point barrage team. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, you already know they're going to shoot a bunch of threes. They're going to make a bunch of threes because their star players are 3-point specialists. And tonight, the Hawks outshot them in threes, and that's a big stat against Golden State. If you can outshoot Golden State, that puts you in a great position, especially if you can rebound them, attack them in the interior, then you can outshoot them. That's going to lead to great success for them. They also turned the Golden State Warriors 17 times over tonight. Hawks only had 10 tonight, so that was really good. Actually, the craziest thing about the rebounding battle is the Golden State actually won the rebounding battle 54-45, but it felt like when the big rebounds were needed, the Hawks were able to get those, especially late in the game. Like I said, shout out to John Collins, really giving us energy on both ends of the floor, rebounding, defense, and scoring, especially in that first quarter. And just overall, man, I think it's just a big, like I said, big win for them just to get this win, get back on track, and just continue to play well and just try to figure out each game and figure out each day of the season, just how can they be the best version of themselves with the current team they have now. And I think that's what Snyder's trying to figure out. So, like I said, good win for the guys tonight. Going to San Antonio on Sunday, trying to beat them, try to get a little winning streak going, try to get back over 500, and then just continuing to grind from there. You got Detroit right after that. That's another very winnable game. So the Hawks have a bit of a chance here to maybe get a streak going a little bit. That would really be big and do wonders for them actually moving forward as we're approaching the last 12 games of the season for the Atlanta Hawks. So we're going to have to see how this team continues to respond down the stretch. Saw some good things from some guys tonight. Young guys stepped up. We'll see if Jalen Johnson's back next game. And overall, we just want to see more consistent play from guys. And hopefully guys like DeJounte and them can get their shot back, because that will be big for them as they go into the stretch run of this season. But it's your boy Bryce Lewis. If you want to catch up with me and all my Atlanta Hawks takes, follow me on Twitter at Brycey_2K. If you want to catch up with everything I say Falcons and Hawks related there. But that's all I got for you guys. It's your boy Bryce signing out.
Go! Started right.